Hi, this is Brian Stack from Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Welcome to ShowbizMonkeys.com.
Around this town, I'm alright. Around this town, I'm alright. I mean, no consequence when you playing with the fire. Move to the left, man.
Hello, Showbiz Monkeys? Showbiz Monkeys? Showbiz Monkey people? I don't know what to say. What's going on? My name's Aaron. I am the blogger for The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien. I will now take your questions. Let's do this. Okay. You moved along with the show from New York to Los Angeles. How have you liked the West Coast compared to the East Coast? Great question. Obviously, the West Coast, very different from the Big East. So far, I kind of feel like more awesome. Like, everybody was like, in New York, they were like, oh, you're going to hate it. Ugh, traffic. Ugh. It's, whatever. But it's awesome out here. It's sunny every day. Never rains. I get to drive in a car. Let me tell you something about traffic. It's so much better to be stuck in traffic than it is to be stuck in a train in a hole in the ground with a bunch of smelly, weird strangers who could attack you at any moment. Just throwing that out there. The West Coast is awesome. It's like, it's the summertime all the time. Everyone out here is beautiful, including me. Has your role with the show changed at all for The Tonight Show? Mark in Toronto, Ontario. Yes, my role with The Tonight Show is different from my role at Late Night. Now I'm just doing all the web stuff. So I'm doing like blogging and all the videos, and I'll do a podcast and all that stuff. No more research. I moved out of the research department, which was good because I was literally working like 20 hours a day. So now I get to sleep, which is awesome. What can viewers expect from The Tonight Show? Do you think it'll have the same comedic feel as Late Night, or will it be quite a bit different? Great question. I think that the comedy will be very similar. I know we're going to be doing kind of a lot of pieces that maybe are updated from the old Late Night with Conan O'Brien. There will be some new stuff. I think the tone will change a bit, but it's hard for me to say because I have no say in writing the actual show. So this is only what I've heard in the hallways and what I've read on the old internet. Sorry. If I could pick my favorite moment from my 4 years working at Late Night, what would it be? Well, man, wow, probably my favorite moment, that's a hard one, my favorite moment from Late Night with Conan O'Brien. I would just say my favorite thing about Late Night with Conan O'Brien was, and is with The Tonight Show, because it's a lot of the same people, is just a feeling of family. Like, we're all really good friends and just hanging out in the office. I'm so happy to come to a job every day where I get to work with like my best friends. And even though we work really hard, I mean, it's not digging ditches, we're making a comedy show, and I've always wanted to work in television, so it's a dream job just to be in this building and with these people. So that's like the best part about working at Late Night. If I had to pick specific moments, like with celebrities, I would say I got to meet Ozzy Osbourne, and he gave me a Barry Manilow box set, which was awesome. He smells like flowers, by the way. He's like the best smelling man I've ever met. I got to go drinking with Hunter S. Thompson. That's the one I always say to people because, I'm a huge fan of Hunter S. Thompson and authors in general. I got to meet Stephen King. That was amazing also. As for great moments, every time a great band comes on the show that I really like, the Flaming Lips, Lee Von Helm, Joe Cocker, Mavis Staples, I get to go down and watch their sound check, and that is always totally amazing because it's like a private concert. It's like you, and then 10 feet away is them, and there's like 3 other people in the audience, and they're literally looking at you, playing right to you. It's unbelievable. It's so cool. The sound checks here are great. There's too many perks to mention. It's a dream job. How did I end up with this awesome job? I have no idea. Do I think it's important for The Tonight Show to have a strong web presence? Yes, I think it is. Being the web guy, I do think it's important for The Tonight Show to have a strong web presence. But even not being the web guy, the internet is the future. It's like, I kind of think of myself these days as the guy, I don't know if you watch Mad Men, but the show Mad Men is this television show that takes place at an ad agency in the 60s, the early 60s. And there's one guy on that show who says, he's like, hey, you know, we should have a television department. We should start putting ads on television. And the guy is like, the head guy of the company is like, all right, you are the television department. I kind of feel like that sometimes, because I feel like the internet is the future, and kind of everyone is going to be on the internet. I mean, everyone already is on the internet. Just look at Ashton Kutcher. But yeah, so absolutely. I don't think you can really do a television show these days without having a strong web presence. I mean, I see our show as like an iceberg, where, you know, the very top stuff above the water, that's the stuff that's on television. But there's all this other stuff that's connected, that's all on the web. So ideally, I'd like for people to come to our website, and if they like something on the show, they can see a lot more of it on the web, and stuff that's original and all that stuff. That's kind of the goal that I think we're aiming towards. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, eventually, you know, TV shows and web shows will kind of all be one, you know, intermixed thing that we'll all download into our cyber brains, the microchips that are going to reside right behind our eyeballs. I got some weird internal memo at NBC about that. I love the videos you used to post on LateNightUnderground.com, and the couple you've done so far for the Tonight Show website. What are some comedy influences? Wow, what are some of my comedy influences? First of all, I don't really consider myself a person who can really answer that question, because I'm kind of just like a stupid bear who just does things and film myself doing them, and I guess people like it, which is extremely flattering. But my comedy influences are, I don't know, I like everything from like The Mighty Boosh to The Daily Show. I love, obviously, Colbert Report. I have a lot of friends over there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I grew up listening to Bill Cosby records, you know, and I used to memorize Richard Jeni routines. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. Probably my biggest comedy influences are my parents, because they're both social workers, and also my sister. And the four of us are totally crazy. I mean, like, you know, we're all always cracking each other up. We always have crazy sense of humor. So my biggest comedy influences are my friends and family. My friends Pete and Scott and Oliver, who I grew up with, and, you know, clearly people who work here. I mean, on Facebook, somebody just tagged a picture of me in my dorm room in sophomore year in college, and lo and behold, Conan O'Brien is on the television. I mean, I used to watch him. There's photographic proof that I used to watch Conan O'Brien when I was in college. So it's amazing to work with a guy who influenced me. I mean, it's like working with one of your idols. It's awesome. Now all I have to do is get a job working for Mick Jagger, and it'll all come together. What's it like having Conan O'Brien as your boss? Does he treat you well? Yes, Conan O'Brien is... It's hard to talk about Conan without sounding too ass-kissy, because he really is totally awesome in every way. I'm going to tell you a story that perfectly relates to this. So I was an intern at Late Night with Conan O'Brien in 2001, and my internship finished, and I went home to Michigan for a couple weeks, and I got called back and interviewed, and I got hired. So I've been working at the show for 10 days, and I got invited to Conan's wedding, which is crazy. So out in Seattle. So I went, and keep in mind, this is 10 days after being an intern, basically. And at his wedding, I mean, Lisa Kudrow was like sitting at a table next to us. It was crazy. At his wedding, he comes over and is like, "Aaron, what's up?" And shakes my hand and is like, "Hey, this is my wife, Liza." And I was just like, oh my God. Like, he's the man. He's a normal, cool, awesome guy. I mean, he's just normal. I don't know. Like, he walks around the office, playing guitar. He just, he used to have us all over to his apartment for his birthday. I mean, it's just like, he's just a normal, cool dude. Like, so, on TV, he's maybe a little more exaggerated and goofy, but that's why I love putting up those underground videos of rehearsal, because it really shows him as we all get to see him, which is like just this hilarious dude, like he's not totally manic, but he's just a really funny, nice, normal guy, which is awesome. So yes, he treats us very well. I always joke about him beating me up, but in reality, it's a bit we have with each other, which is, again, super cool. I have a bit with Conan O'Brien. I mean, that's amazing. Who could say that? That's unbelievable.
ShowbizMonkeys.com